Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome back. You're watching the Kaiser Report one more time. I'm John. I'm here today with Kaiser, who is right on the couch over there and listening to every word that we speak. So we're going to have a few things to talk about this morning before piling into a new weekend coming. It starts today. It is Friday. And it has been a week filled with surprises and some really amusing anecdotes to go along with it, because you have to watch the implosion across the mainstream media channels that I have been watching all week, and the continuing lying, bold-faced lying about what this 100 days has brought, and about, everything, including a managerial change in Mr. Waltz at the White House, who is now going to be an ambassador, and that Rubio will be picking up interimly the responsibilities of national security as well as his own job, which has been done in the past. And don't let mainstream media kid you about someone being fired and all of the lies about that this is a precedent-setting thing. It is not, because if you remember back, it wasn't that long ago where the same job was taken care of by another person in another administration, and we all watched as he did a great job at what he did. A little bit of a warmonger, but he did do what was necessary to do both those jobs at the same time, and I believe that Mr. Rubio is more than capable of handling what has been put on his plate right now. And I believe that it is a good dovetail into some of the peace negotiations and different things happening around the world that are very, very, very mindful in the president's mind. And he wants somebody on top of this looking at it from two different sides: national security and world security. And this is what Rubio has been doing a fine job at. So it's interesting at best how they make up the stories of the day and then drive them home like they believe their own lies. And this is part of the problem that we experience with our news networks, and how quickly they forget history, or they never learned history, to report to you what is new, what is not new, and what has happened in the past. They forget to report the full story. They take a snippet out of a sentence and make it into a paragraph of unbelievable proportions to pass on to you and I. And this is what we have to be very, very careful of. And it's happening, and it happens every day. The lies are plentiful. The misdirection of the direction of this country that is going up and profitable is not being reported to you unless you get onto a channel such as somebody's YouTube channel that will tell you what the breakdown is, and the like. So Biden and Jill, I guess, got a little put out that Kamala is back, thinking that she's on center stage with her speech, which we'll talk about a little bit later. It was very amusing, if anything, but I think that a lot of us suffered a little post-traumatic stress just at the sound of her voice. And if you watched it, you would see the same hand signals and little girl attitude that she thinks that she's putting out. Someone has schooled her once again on probably Obama, because the pregnant pause situation that she's trying to make part of her speech pattern now doesn't work for her. It worked for him reading from a teleprompter. But if you remember back to the Obama off teleprompter visits that we've had with him, you'll realize that he can't put it all together that quite rapidly as he did when he was having someone write those speeches for him and putting his pregnant pauses in there to make you think that he is smarter than you. And I highly doubt that he's smarter than anyone. We've seen what he's capable of. We've seen what Joe Biden was not capable of. And now they're going to, he has to bring Jill along to make sure that he doesn't put or pull a Bill Belichick right there. But let's take a small act of Congress to get him anywhere without someone by his side to steer him around or make sure that he doesn't get into trouble. And that would be easy for him, the gaffe machine himself. So Jill will be there, and I'm not totally convinced that that she was not the auto pen operator and president for his 4-year stint there. So that said, Chuck Schumer, Chuckles the Clown Schumer, a.k.a. Chicken Hawk, over, where he's bent over the podium trying to read off notes because he's not brilliant enough to memorize anything. See, he just has to read off the pieces of paper that are on that, vis-a-vis the Chicken Hawk pose over the podium as it is. Well, here we go again, Chuckles. Take a look here.
Okay. Anyway, this week, as you know, marks the 100 days that Donald Trump has been in office. It is 100 days of chaos. From one end of the government and one end of the country to the other. The polls this week showed Trump has the lowest 100-day approval rating since they started polling 80 years ago, the lowest. Even worse, 72% of Americans think it's likely that Trump's handling of the economy will walk us directly into a recession.
A few minutes later.
Yes.
There's a poll out today that has your approval ratings lower than any other congressional leader at 17%. Are you concerned that you may be a liability for your party?
Polls come and go. Our party is united. We're on our front foot. We're stepping forward and going after Trump and having real success.
Wait a minute.
The polls this week showed Trump has the lowest 100-day approval rating since they started polling 80 years ago, the lowest.
Are you concerned that you may be a liability for your party?
Polls come and go. Our party is united.
These are bad people. These are sick degenerates. And I used to be much nicer to them. I gave them the benefit of the doubt, but I've just seen too much.
Oh, my God.
What are you doing?
I'm burying you.
I'm alive! I'm alive!
You're waking the neighbors.
No.
Shut up! Well, that's what a dying person looks like, because his political career is dying off, and they're trying to throw him into a grave and bury him, as you see, and he's fighting back using his hatred for Donald Trump, his hatred for sitting president or sitting judges on the Supreme Court, as he has threatened them in the past and gotten away with it because we had a compromised judge system or legal system for the whole 4 years of Biden-Harris, which we now know has been designed to keep Donald Trump down, keep him out of the White House, and keep him on his toes with regard to trying to break his bank account and trying to jail him and trying to do everything possible to stifle the people that are telling the truth and watching what's happening for American citizens. So, Chuckles, it's time to pay the piper, and AOC will see that you are not ever in power again. And that's a good thing. And I'm hoping that she really does run for president in 2028, because just think about the amusement of the primary, given the fact and the people that will be on that stage, that all are vying to throw their hat in the ring right now, from Newsom on down to probably Hakeem Jeffries. And wow, speaking of Hakeem, he wants to know what's wrong with us, that we're talking about protesters being paid to come to different, I guess, town halls that he's talking about, or some kind of a rally that his minions are putting on. Spartacus Booker over there, that thinks that he can command a crowd, and he was probably one that will put his hat in the ring along with Jeffries and the likes of Jasmine Crockett and Ilhan Omar. And these are people that think that they have a shot at doing, well, Ilhan Omar can't, unless she marries another brother. I don't know how that works, but she brought people into this country by marrying them, some that she was related to. And now she's out cursing out people in the street, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But the protesters are all wrong, because they're just grass-fed, nice, honest people that just happen to be bussed in from other places. And you'll see later the big May Day protest that took place in Philadelphia. They got caught bussing people in, and the majority of the people looked to me like they were all of Spanish descent. The great majority of them coming off the bus was. And it's the same thing if you watch these town halls that Bernie's pulled off and AOC pulled off. They did garner some numbers there. They had good numbers, but they are paying people to come in, just like Kamala did when she couldn't fill a high school auditorium. They bussed in several busloads of people to make it look like the venue was full. They do this, and probably both parties do it. They never got over the fact that Trump can announce that he is going to have a rally somewhere, and the waiting lines are days long. This isn't bussing people in. These are people that want to be there. The Democrats have had a problem now since this Biden administration at putting together a full group of people that actually have wants and needs to see these people being elected, not just to be paid to fill a seat in an auditorium. It's almost funny when you think about it. But let's take a look at what Hakeem had to say.
Donald Trump is trying to ruin our democracy. He has changed the Justice Department into an attack dog for his political enemies, the hallowed, fair Justice Department. He's washing it away. He is a would-be
You'd
dictator.
almost think here that they
He
were
wants to
talking
be a
about
king.
Joe
And
Biden
again,
and his
our
corrupted
Republican colleagues in the House and
party
Senate
of
are complicit.
bad judgment.
So, Donald Trump's first 100 days are an abject failure. And we Democrats here and around the country will fight him at every turn.
Donald Trump's first 100 days in office have been a disaster. Donald Trump and congressional Republicans are crashing the economy in real time, raising costs on hard-working American taxpayers and driving us toward a painful recession.
Liar. Liar.
We don't work for Donald Trump. We don't work for Elon Musk. We don't work for far-right extremists. We work for the American people. And it's time for you to start acting like it or step out of the way.
Well, he has a lot to say, and he leaves a lot to be desired. This guy is thinking that he's going to climb the ladder, step over the top of anyone in his way, and he's going to use Booker and the rest of those minions that were on the Capitol steps to help him in his desires to be bigger and better than he really is. So, yeah, we talked about the Kamala speech. It was more of the same. As I said, PTSD was present for anyone that hasn't seen her for the 4 months that she's been out of sight, but nothing has changed except a little bit of a change in her speech pattern, but the speeches still make no sense or little sense at all to most of us that are watching the hand gestures and the constant flapping of the arms and the shoulder movements. I mean, if you take a body language specialist to look at this entire speech, you would be amazed at the amount of disinformation that was being put out, untruthfulness, and ducking in the laugh. It'll go right through you. We really dodged a bullet not to have to listen to her for 4 years, but now she's coming back out and doing more of the same, and thinks that she is going to just be a big part of the 2028 election. And I don't know that she's going to make it through a primary with enough votes to do that.
In fact, please allow me, friends, to digress for a moment. Okay. It's kind of dark in here, but I'm asking for a show of hands. Who saw that video from a couple of weeks ago? The one of the elephants at the San Diego Zoo during the earthquake? Google it if you've not seen it. So that scene has been on my mind. Everybody's asking me what you've been thinking about these days. Well,
you been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
during the earthquake?
What the fuck is this? Well,
but I've seen sillier things happen under the under the guise of the Democratic Party. They may, just like they did last election, just do away with the process of elimination. And I don't know how they're going to stack that stage, but boy, we have some really amusing characters that think that they're going to be running in 2028. So that would be a primary to sell tickets for darn sure. So the May Day protest that went on, and we all know that this is a communist type of holiday for people like Bernie Sanders, and sneaking people into these rallies by buses from D.C. They bust people into Philadelphia.
Excuse me, could you not?
Yo,
please?
Really? No, I'm allowed to. You guys are literally.
Yeah. We have kids though.
Why are you bringing kids to an anti-Trump protest?
Hey, it's May Day. Do you know what International Workers' Right is?
I know it's this day. So you guys are all coming on a bus to Washington D.C. to protest Trump. Can't draw an authentic crowd, and you're mad I busted you. Interesting. Well, I'm just gonna walk down the sidewalk. Dude, you guys are losers. You guys are out in a crowd.
Say it to my face, homeboy. Try to crack your No! That's what I want you to do.
I just want to see you guys in a crowd.
Two busloads that we saw or will see here, and then we have to listen to Bernie talk about the workers. This is should be a national holiday for all the workers. And then I need to have all of the unions be coming on my side to get what I tell you to do, and do it to get these people out of office now, these oligarchs.
Thank you, Philadelphia! Let me thank all of you for coming out this afternoon. Let me thank Danny Bowder and the Philadelphia AFL-CIO. And let me thank all those who have spoken and will be speaking in a few moments. Brothers and sisters, what we are celebrating today in May Day is, in a sense, a sacred holiday. And all over our country, workers are coming out demanding justice, and all over the world, in dozens of countries, workers are standing up to oligarchy and demanding a world in which all people have a decent standard of living. Today, we remember the struggles and the sacrifices of workers for hundreds of years who have stood up to powerful special interests to create a better world. And today we thank our brothers and sisters in the trade union movement for continuing that struggle.
That's Bernie on May Day. And boy, was he a hot pistol there in Philadelphia with all of his communistic views and his communist minions along, and the socialist commies that they are, all cheering him on. So, yes, it's a National Workers' Day. I'll give you that, but May Day, he did everything but dance around the maypole. So that's Bernie, and he's going to drag AOC right to the top, he thinks, because she is right in there with him in thoughts, words, and deeds. And we all know that we get into looking at Let's just look at Ilhan Omar could not have been more rude and disgusting. And then when you stop and think about the high level of respect that we used to have for Congress people and senators, and then you have someone like this that uses this type of language to a reporter asking a simple question. Why are you reluctant to answer a question, and why would you use that language in the walk of life that you've chosen and gotten elected to be in a position you should not be in? You should be a little more quiet about it. But this squad thinks that they're taking this country over in the midterm elections, and I've got news for them. I don't believe that it's going to work out with people like this. Take a look at this.
Congresswoman Omar, I'm Miles Morrell with the Daily Caller News Foundation. Do you think more of your Democratic colleagues should be traveling to El Salvador to advocate on behalf of Rodrigo Garcia?
I think you should f*** off.
Say what? Do you think more of your Democratic colleagues should be traveling to El Salvador to advocate on behalf of Rodrigo Garcia?
I think you should f*** off. I think you should f*** off.
Classic?
Yeah, that's
I'm sorry, what? Congresswoman?
F*** off.
Congresswoman?
F*** off.
Congresswoman?
F*** off.
Who should?
You.
Wow, little lady's got a potty mouth.
It's amazing that this woman has not been, besides being censured, gotten out of Congress. She broke the law by being here in the first place. But nothing was ever done about it. They know she married her brother to get him in the country. Nothing was done about it. That is grounds for getting her recalled for sure in my book, but no one wants to do anything about that. But if Donald Trump or any one of his cabinet members or any one of his Republicans on that side did the same thing, it would be mainstream media's headlines for weeks. But she can walk right away from this and never have a mention on any of the legacy papers or mainstream media channels or the cable channels. They won't touch it unless it's Fox, and then Fox will do it as a satirical look at something, but they don't even press for answers in why this is not talked about. Does the Congress not have ethics divisions that can look into the overall actions of some of these people? Have to be borderline actable. Why aren't they looking into this? What is the reticence to slap these people down that make these comments and lies to people? A congressperson out and out coming on these morning shows and lying is upsetting to most that know that it is a lie. Because we know now, because we're more transparent in what goes on inside the government, what really is happening, not what some talking head decides to twist it to be. It's incredible. So it's Friday, and we're going to get ready for another bunch of weekend shows where they're going to rear their ugliness with division, hate, and everything that they bring out to every Sunday show that's out there, aided and abetted by the propaganda machine called MSNBC, CNN, CNBC, NBC, ABC, and CBS. They're all in it together. And if you don't believe me, go channel to channel during a news section that time in the morning or in the evening, and you'll hear the exact same words being used on each and every different channel. It's being put out there to them. by someone at the DNC, because it's always negative for the Republicans and positive for the Democrats. This is propaganda. They're lying. They twist the truth. When they do tell the truth, it's twisted to make it sound differently than it happened. And that will bring us for a great visit into Stupid Town one more time. Let's take a look right here.
You warned on the Senate floor today that in your view, American democracy itself is at stake. True or not, wasn't that the losing argument in the last election?
Well, I mean, we really don't have the ability to think about the electoral consequences of what's happening to the country right now. The fact of the matter is Donald Trump is trying to destroy our democracy so that he can turn the entire government over to his billionaire friends. He's trying to create a kind of kleptocratic oligarchy where he and his Mar-a-Lago buddies steal from the rest of us. We have to tell that story. And the truth is, the president is trying to destroy our country.
For 2 months in a row, we have set the all-time records for the lowest number of illegal border crossings ever recorded. The number of illegal border crossings released into the United States is down 99.999%. We won on the basis of a great border and of getting criminals out of our country. That was why we won every swing state. We won by millions of votes. We won everything. Every metric we won by a lot. It's a massive victory.
We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with healthcare and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
Do you believe Hexas should still be on the job?
No, I think he should resign for his own safety's sake, if nothing else. We need a secretary who can get the job done, not somebody who spends his time on Signal chat groups.
And just as someone who is a national security expert, the fact that it was happening on his personal cell phone, how much does that concern you, knowing that foreign adversaries often target top-level national security officials to get into their phones and put in spyware?
Yeah, I almost never used my personal phone when I was national security advisor. I mean, the breaches of security at risk in this conduct are enormous, and I think that's one reason why he shouldn't be in the job.
Look, he's admitted that he will lie. I gave John Bolton, and he lied. I gave John Bolton a great opportunity. He's a liar. I fired him. I got him out. He was no good. All he wanted to do was bomb people. He was terrible. He had no personality. I don't think I've ever seen this guy smile. Have you ever seen him smile? I said, John, do you ever smile? And he didn't even know how to answer the question. John was washed up, and I took him and I gave him something. He couldn't get Senate confirmed because they hated him. They hated him, and they thought he was a whack job.
Well, happy Friday, everyone. I wish you all a best and greatest weekend ever. May God bless you all, and thank you for your attention to this channel and your loyalty that you have shown me through your comments and just daily good vibes from our audience. And with that, we're going to tell you, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report Monday through Friday for more commentary, information, and a few laughs and giggles. Bye-bye now.